as XG, winners of the last DPC tour, take on the returners of Azure Ray. Before this game gets started, none I find very interesting, Kezu. Check this out, right? So, of the top 50 esports players who have ever won money in esports, obviously 45 out of the top 50 are from Dota, right? There's 3 CS guys, 2 Fortnite guys. It's kind of crazy. All the people that are in the top 10, of course, are going to be TI winners in their own right. But of the Chinese players who are not TI winners, but are also in the top 5, right? 3 of them are in this game.
They're here, yeah.
Somnus, FY, and Chalice, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. My bros have played a couple tournaments. They've played a TI Grand Final, so yeah, I'm sure they've made bang so far. They know what it takes to be good players. I just hope that they can show it here, because as we said, I don't know how much Dota they've all been playing. I know FY has been for sure, as he's already played in the
to be fair, he's been losing.
That's true. But maybe he needed to be back with the bros,
There we go. Also, funnily enough, of the 5 winning players on China, on the top 50 who aren't TI winners, you know what number 4 is? Kaka. And then the only one not in this game is Ame. But Azure Ray tried to get Ame, but Ame is still contracted to the side of PSG.LGD. So there's a universe out there, kids, where literally all 5 of them who aren't TI winners are in the same game. Would have been great.
Ah, that would have been cool. So what, was LGD like, nope?
Yeah, no, sorry. Well, you can buy him out, but you can't just have him now.
Okay, I see. Yeah, we're kind of turning into like real sports with that at some point, I guess. But yep.
So let's see now. The game's finally underway. We had a very solid trade of party runes, just 2 and 2. Mid lane is going to be boring as hell. DK versus Storm. Storm will farm with the Overload and the Electric, Static Remnants, and Breathe Fire and some right clicks for the DK. So since nothing is going to happen middle, which lane should we be paying attention to, Kezu, where things could actually take place?
Bottom lane should have the most aggression, followed by the top lane slightly less. Like, I think the Ursa Silencer against SB Rubik, there's going to be a lot of trading, and there's only going to be kills if people overplay. But bottom, I feel like you will going to constantly have people throw spells at each other, being on low HP, trying to fight back with Jingu, and like throwing Techie's bombs around and Crystal Novaing. So bottom is going to have the most action, I would presume.
I mean, we already see that FY and Chalice have most of their HP pools stolen away from them, and DY has been very happy to just spam sticky bombs onto FY. But a kill could very easily happen at level 2 here. Both sides of the map have some way to try and aggress onto those supports, especially.
Yeah, they need to care bottom. Like, this level 2 timing on Techie's Monkey King is no joke. Like, you can have some Bounder Strike into Blast Off, and they have it now already.
Yep, they're going for it. Bounder Strike, Blast Off, like you mentioned, Sticky Bomb connects onto Chalice, and that's going to secure them the first blood. DY will get the bonus gold. And, the older DARs used to be, Kezu, that you would hope that your supports don't get these kills. If that support is Techie's, dude, give him all the kills early. These items that he can buy and the experience he gets are actually kind of game-changing on this hero.
I feel like supports nowadays, they can do so much. Like, there are so many good items, and you scale better as supports nowadays than you used to. And Techies is even here that can just kind of pop off. I think they didn't fully respect... Like, the strongest timings you have in side lanes is when people hit level 2. Like, that early on, having this bonus, like, having 2 more skills than your opponents at, like, what? Minute 1 is just such a big deal. That's why when you have a stronger lane, if you can push a little more, maybe you get 1 deny more, or you kill 1 creep earlier suddenly, bam, you get this first blood, and it can really just elevate your lane so much.
It's already starting to make a difference. We'll have to see. Ghost still getting more CS out of this, but nice drag back on the creep wave from the Techies. DY ensuring that he has as good a time as possible. Over on the top lane, though, in terms of CS numbers, of the side lanes, Lu is so far the dominant party on the map. 15 and 1, completely unencumbered here. And Tian Ming, I'm actually kind of surprised that pretty much Tian Ming by himself has done such a good job of zoning back Kaka and JT. Might die for this now, though, as he gets lifted back. You just mentioned the power of level 2 timings. They reached it in the top lane, but Tian Ming not dead just yet. Can they kill him? JT, 1 more right click. He can't find it. Oh, no. And Tian Ming just gets back, pops us out. He'll be fine.
Fairy Fire is too strong. I mean, it's really nicely done by him. Like, he's making a lot more space for Lu, as you've already been mentioning. Lu is sitting very comfortably up in this lane as JT is building into a Vanguard. So what I've seen a lot of the times when people did play the Spellbreaker, they want to go like early boots. And I mean, he does have early boots, okay? So he just bought the Ring of Hell for the sustain. because I don't like this naked Vanguard into Ursa. I feel like he's one of the heroes that can actually deal with it pretty well, so I'm happy to see him go boots. He can aggress a little more and just be a little more maneuverable against the Ursa in the lane.
That's also one of the reasons why I was asking you earlier about Ursa and why this hero hasn't been that successful. Because in this Vanguard meta, my brain tells me this should be the hero in the safe lane. Every offlaner buys Vanguard. This is a hero doesn't care if the enemy hero has damage block, but hasn't necessarily worked out that way. That being said, this is only the 10th game of Ursa in the DPC overall so far, so still a little bit more time available for us before we can make concrete conclusions about the nature of these heroes. Down bottom, they want to try and make some aggression happen as Azure Ray going onto Ghost right now. And this time, they didn't get level 2 timing, they got level 3. Unfortunately, though, the blast off from DY still doing a pretty big number on them. And they do not have the tank ability to chase them beyond the tier 1 tower. So they bring them low, but they can't bring them down.
Yeah, I really like the Inferno Blade as they're going to go again. Not going to be quite enough.
He didn't have Scorched this time. It was back off cooldown, or back on cooldown rather, so couldn't find the kill. DY, he just right-clicks FY. FY just ran back into him, and now they have a chance to bring down Chalice in this bottom lane. He's getting chased away down bottom. Oh Jingle. No, Boundless Strike brings him down. Ghost didn't Boundless Strike after he got the Jingle proc. He did it before, so he didn't get the lifesteal, but should be able to get it back off the creep wave. This should not have happened here, Kezu. Big mistake coming in from FY God.
Unlucky. I mean, even like in the top lane too, there's so much stuff going on. I wanted to say that I really liked Doom's build with the Inferno Blade as once again,
you can't talk
more
yet.
gaming.
Mid lane. Paparazzi. Okay, you can talk. He's dead. He's very dead.
That's a very nice rotation. With the siege keep, you go mid, you refill the bottom lane. 3 heroes again.
Oh no, Chalice, he's the one being rotated on right now. Both supports are here, and they should be able to bring him down. Boundless Strike from Ghost will get the kill. Okay, so we do see dual support rotations happening on 2 sides of the map. One mid, one bottom.
Nope,
I wish he was happier from this though. And we're not done just yet. Like you say, Kaka, he's suffering some damage. He will end up dying to 2 supports. And that's also going to be some bonus intelligence. Oh, wait, he didn't get it. No bonus intelligence. He wasn't close enough. So nothing for Tianmeng just yet.
Not yet. He'll have to wait a couple more levels. I've seen Silencers not get that spell until like, I don't know, level 8, 9, because your other spells are just too good, like too strong, and there's so much fighting going on. So we'll see if he decides to get it a little bit earlier, as they're looking to go around mid again. You were asking who it benefits more. It's a little hard to say because I feel like Shadow's having this bad of a game as there's another potential kill on DY.
It's just the techies. That's fine.
He ticks down. So Ghost is having a really good game, and I think Chalice is suffering a bit. So I do like that the supports are kind of swinging between mid and bottom because they can go mid and help Somnus, or if they're off map, it makes it harder for Ghost to play aggressive down there because Chalice he's gonna need some help to recover in this game, like a little bit of space or some free time.
He will also need to institute that Midas technology. The way things are looking right now, top lane, we see a zip in from the Storm Spirit, lifted back into the creep wave. They just wanted to make sure that they get the Wisdom Rune. And Kaka will die for this, but honestly, #worth. But he might not be able to escape. As Somnus, oh no, his TP got cancelled. He doesn't have mana, doesn't have 1 charges. He is dead for sure. He's gonna try and deny himself right now to this Ancient Stack. If he gets this, then Somnus is still a god. He's still a demon. Does he make it happen? No, he does not. He dies. DY gets the kill.
This is just very nice turn play from...
But middle though. Do they have enough damage to kill here? Because Ursa's also shown up to this mid lane. They really want Paparazzi. Frostbite holds him in place for the bear to come in. The damage is there, but Paparazzi throws out some damage reduction with the breathe fire. It's not going to be enough. Will eventually take a tumble. JT showed up to the mid lane to try and find some revenge immediately onto Ulu. Nice little earth shock to the low ground. Ulu's still alive.
Oh,
but the blast off, even better. Blast off plus Primal Spring. There's 2 heroes all of a sudden in the middle of the river. They brought down 2. They take out a 3rd. Ghost gets a double kill. And XG, they clean up 4 heroes on the map here, kids, because they also brought down Chalice in the bottom lane while all of this was happening.
That was some beautiful synchronized jumping from Ghost and DY there with their Monkey and Techies. And yeah, I mean, this is just one of the big upsides with Monkey King if he has a good lane. Like if you TP mid, you can instantly be on the other side of the river because you TP in, Primal Spring on a tree, go off, jump in there. It's just very nice and quick rotations in this early game. We have 16 kills in 8 minutes. Oh, they're baiting.
Yeah.
Will they fall for it?
Dude, look how smart Ghost is. He's actually using his illusion to farm right now. And he's going only for lost hits so that they can't clock the fact that he's doing so little damage. Very, very smart stuff coming in from him. And now they're going to try and start the fight. There are 3 heroes here from Azure Ray as well. Kaka, he's the one falling low. Telekinesis on the 2. Blast will follow this one up. There's not going to be a boundless strike just yet. They're going to choose to focus onto Chalice. They get the easier target. They thought about going on Somnus, but they're like, this guy's still a zip. We don't have the burst. Let's let him go. It is 1 for 1. But I think they want more out of this as XG. They popped the Ghost for the Elder Dragon form for this as well here, Kezu. So they want the tower on top of this.
I really like their aggression. Even if they don't end up getting this kill on the CM, like forcing these heroes away and playing together this early on, they're going to get a lot of chip damage on this tower. I don't know if they will commit to ending up killing it if Dire bring enough heroes here to defend, which it might just be enough now. Because you might want to go back to mid soon for the 10-minute rune. Oh, never mind. They're like, screw you. You're 0-5 on Doom. You're not getting to defend your tower.
Exactly. I was going to make that point. You just said it just now. That Chalice needs time to recover. Him being here is not a threat at all. He has phase boots, level 5. Who cares? So they take the tower.
JT, twin gates down bottom, so he's ready for this rune fight.
All right. Who's he charging? Who's got the target on them? It's going on to FY. They end up getting the fight started. They find the haste rune for Kaka on the other side of the map. He's showing up for this fight. Chalice now gets stunned down. 3 heroes stunned in tandem by DY with the blast off. They brought down the Doom. Wukong's command gets triggered out right now by Ghost as they end up losing the techies, but it might also cost the life of this Ursa. Lu trying to get himself away from this fight as quickly as possible. Will he be able to escape? Ghost right on top of him, and Ghost is able to get this kill. And now they want to chase back here. The Silencer running away from this DK. DK goes into the ultimate. There's going to be the range yellow dragon form, and Ghost mops it up with an additional Bounder Strike. That's going to find a triple kill for the Monkey King. Azure Ray struggling in this early game, or more appropriately, who's struggling to deal with the Ghost Monkey King.
Damn, yeah. I mean, what Xtreme are doing in the map right now is pretty sick. I really love what they're doing. If you're Azure Ray, you need to chill for like maybe 1 minute. Allow Tianming to hit a lane. He's very close to level 6 because you need this global. Like when one guy gets stunned or charged, there's too much trash that's just flying down on you and just killing you. You need this global silence in this next fight.
Yeah, they absolutely require the global. And here we see how that fight ended up going. This blast off, DY has just been on point with these. Like, I don't know why they changed it to be a stun instead of the silence as it used to be. I feel like it was fine. It didn't need to be a stun, dude. This is actually a bit too good.
It didn't need to be, but now Techies is just a Pog hero. Like, he's just hitting all these blast-offs, and then you follow up with the mine, you get this bonus, magic resistance. And a lot of these annoying Techies players, as Lou up top, who's just dead.
Well, actually, I think Lou would probably want to hear your points about Techies right now, because he's suffering against the Techies at the moment.
Oh, my bros. I love what they're doing around the map. Like, I'll say it for the 3rd time. You have Spur Breaker, Techies, Monkey King. These heroes are so mobile, and they're all over the place. Like, Ghost now has been everywhere on the map. I think JT has been everywhere on the map, and same with DY. Because they know that wherever we go, if there's one Bounder Strike or one charge, and I blast off on their ass, they're just dead.
Yep. We're about to have it even become more complicated for Azure Ray as Paparazzi picks up a Blink Dagger. So he's going to be even more around the map than he has been already. But the very scary itemization that's coming in for me. First, I see the Spirit Breaker going into a Silver Edge eventually, starting off with the Shadow Blade. But we have Ghost building a Radiance. Oh, okay, he changed it. Okay. Whew. I'm glad he's playing BKB. I was going to say that I want to just keep fighting. Just go like Echo, BKB, and then go like some Nullifier or whatever. And just never stop the tempo on the map.
Yeah, I think it's definitely a good choice for him to swap away from Radiance. I think the item is too expensive. You wanna keep ramping up right now. You wanna buy like these mid-cost items, right? Like some Echo, Diffu, maybe Echo into BKB as DY setting up bottom. They're also smoking.
They found the stun onto Chalice. There's going to be the first global silence of the game, but Tianming won't be able to bail them out of trouble because they are a bit too speedy. JT charging in onto Chalice. Thomas does manage to at least get the avoidance on this primary charge, but he cannot do anything about the Nether Strike. He gets caught in by it, and there's the additional damage flying in from Ghost. Kaka set them up as well to make sure nobody could escape this fight. Bro, between Blast Off, between Telekinesis, these Bounder Strikes, these charges, these damn Dragon Tail stuns. Man, they need Linkens and they need BKBs on everybody here, Kezu. Otherwise, you just have no movement in this team fight.
Ooh, they can catch a break right now. And right now, Xtreme, they want to set up for the 40-minute rune. As, I don't know if that's the hiding spot. Let's see.
Who's setting up for who here?
1 mines, 2 mines. Just like Minesweeper.
He just lost like a third of his HP. Just like that. They might kill Kaka at the very least. Somnus showing up, but Somnus might have gone too far. Wukong's potentially being triggered by Ghost. Goes in for it onto Chalice, and yeah, they'll lose Kaka, but they'll happily claim back the life of this Doom. And the blast off it was claims the kill. 5, 2, and 8 on DY. And this game is not looking easy by any stretch of the imagination for Azure Ray.
They definitely have some problems on their hand right now, because ideally you want the game to be a little more even when you get global, and then like just make an aggressive move yourself, right? Allow Somnus to jump, follow up with global so he feels good and that you can get some kills, because if they find Chalice and you global for him, I think it's gonna turn out the same way every time. He's still gonna die. So they should look to keep the Ursa farming, keep Chalice farming, and do exactly what they're doing now, where these 3 heroes play as a group. They're gonna be your killing trio, but they're gonna miss.
Yeah. Gank goes nowhere. They're actually gonna smoke up as 4, but I don't think they'll find anything unless they find this Ursa farming the triangle. By the way, Kezu, before this gank happens, I want you to, what's your experience button to bring up like the experience graph for yourself?
Like to pull up the graph? I don't know. I always,
we'll see
I
it
always
now.
click it.
Because as Chalice is about to die, I want you to just look at what Chalice's level is, basically. I want you to see the relative level of Chalice versus everybody else in this game.
Ouch. That's not,
Dude,
not
this
where
is a
you
Doom
want to
with
be.
Midas. How is a Doom with Midas level 7 at 15 minutes?
When you die, I don't know how many deaths he has. 6? 7? It's something like that. 9?
Oh, in the lane. He has 9 deaths now, but he has 6 in the lane, yeah.
He has as many deaths as his team has kills. Yeah, I mean, there's your answer. That's how it's possible. Which is not normal, but when you get dumpstered this hard and the enemy team just runs all over the map because they can. Like, Xtreme are playing to full force. He might be getting he's very close to getting a 10th death.
Oh my gosh. He's actually in danger here. He could get jumped. Kaka doesn't have a blink yet, but Paparazzi does. But he's playing on the right-hand side, which is the smart play for now. Sadly, though, it's going to stop being the smart play because DY is starting to accrue some more vision control for his team. But they might punish DY for this, though. He gets zipped on by Somnus. FY, frustrated at his lack of impact in this game, just drops the freezing field for good measure. I mean, it's something, but it doesn't do anything for XG. They're just like, okay, we'll farm your jungle. We'll still keep pressure on mid. And we might still kill Chalice. No way. Chalice, no. Not again, mates. Frozen freezing field as well from Kaka. Oh, no.
I mean, they had a good kill with a bit more map pressure going on, but Chalice is... I mean, at this point, I guess if he keeps dying, he's gonna still... I mean, he would love to have Max Devour at this point. Like, I'm not gonna lie. I think his build is it's 2 for 1, so hopefully he can ramp up a bit more levels there. But if you look at the wars from Xtreme Gaming, I really love them. You have like this trio from top to middle, 1 deep and bottom as well, because they know whoever they see, if they get on top of that hero, they're dead. You also have a Shadowblade charge now, you have a Blink DK, you have a BKB or Monkey King. Like, they're equipped to just continue to play at this pace because they know that Azure Ray, they don't deserve shit right now. If we see them, they're supposed to die.
Literally can't really do much on the map. As they lose a tier 2 in the top lane, JT already dragging in half the creep wave in through from middle. This is quite smart because they did just trigger the Dragon Form to take the tier 2 in the top lane. So if they can connect from top to middle with the same ultimate, that would feel super, super good. And it looks like that's exactly what's going to happen here. Can Azure Ray stop this, Kezu, and protect the tower? Or do you just have to let this one go?
It's really hard. You can maybe delay it. I don't think you can save it. Like, no one wants to be the point of contact to push out this wave, right? Like, if you go melee range with Doom.
JT bottom.
Oh, he died.
Bro, he charged Somnus alone, by himself. No one else is with him. The rest of his team is here in this mid lane. He just went in. And you're like, okay.
I'm making space, I guess, for Lu. Because that's you need to be very careful with feeding kills in this meta right now, especially if you have killing streaks. Like, suddenly the Ursa goes from like 1,200 gold to 2k. And now suddenly, if any fight happens, he has a blink. Because if you're Azure Ray, you kind of want to look for small fights with global and then go back to farming until Ursa and Doom feel good enough to fight, which means Chalice probably wants his BKB, so he'll need like 2-3 minutes. And Lu wants to like take more scrappy fights, like maybe go in with Blink, get a kill with the global, back off. Because when they have some double BKB timing, they're not weak. So if you're Xtreme, you need to make sure that you continue to play crisp.
In retrospect, not a small deal that JT died there. His die meant that they couldn't actually put pressure on the mid tower. So it's still at full HP. They need this kill to actually happen for them if they want to keep the game going. They will find FY here in the river. Should be a very easy kill for them. He did have a Pavis, but didn't even bother using it. Knew that he was dead regardless. Okay, now the push will come with JT's respawn. They're not going to bother trying to do any shenanigans down in this bottom lane.
Not this time, at least.
Not this time. So once they get this, for Azure Ray, what's the next port of call for them? We're still playing with an Ursa lineup. They haven't been able to claim the first Roshan. They have a Blink Dagger, the Battle Fury, but very far from BKB, not even itemizing towards it right now anyway. So are they playing in the correct fashion right now, Azure Ray? And do you like the fact that Lu is opting for S and Y instead of BKB?
I don't know if that's the correct play. So sometimes when you have global, like when you have Silence on your team, you can treat him as like a soft BKB, because during global, the enemies, obviously, they can't really cast spells. But some of the cores, they have BKBs. You know, like Monkey can pop BKB and stun you. I don't know if Paparazzi has his yet, but if he doesn't, he has his too. So I feel like you should probably want to build a BKB. But at some point, Azure Ray, they're going to hit a timing where Somnus is still doing very well, and Lu's Network is doing really good too. They just want Chalice's BKB, and I think then they're actually fighting ready. If they smoke up and get a good jump, they're just going to straight up delete a hero, or maybe two, if they're really good about who to jump.
Lu's not dying just yet. Somnus not that far away from having Lincoln Sphere, which does feel like it could make a drastic impact on the game state. And what's Lu building? He's going back for that nullifier we discussed earlier after getting his BKB. So very standard build for the most part. Nothing atypical from this particular route of itemization.
Nullifier is pretty good. It's going to be good against the Ursa. You continuously take down the overpower, and any buffs that might be thrown out from supports like Pavis, Glimmer Caves, or some Solar Crest is coming out, you'll always purge that. So that's very good. You also get the armor and damage, and they're going to be the ones to claim the first Roche. I think this is a very big deal. Like, if you wait maybe 2 minutes to make this move, Azure Ray get their timings, they make a smoke, kill one guy, and then suddenly they get Roche, this whole game could turn upside down. But they're going to wait. Maybe they're afraid that they're getting smoked on right now because they only see like one hero in mid. Nope, they're going to return now that they saw more heroes, I guess.
Nah, bro, these are just homies. They want a JT to be here as well. They're like, man, we're not going to kill Roche without you.
We want the whole fam to hit it. All right, my bad.
Exactly.
We want the whole fam to experience the clapping of the Roche.
Bro, this is a team that understands that the new Fast and the Furious movie just released. It's all about the family right now.
Great point. I never watched those movies, by the way. I think they're trash. I hope you feel the same way.
They are trash, but they're so good. They're good trash.
I haven't tried watching them in like 4 years, so I wouldn't know.
Oh, you should. They're so much fun. I think there's two classes of like enjoyable movies. There's movies that are enjoyable because they're genuinely excellent movies.
Yeah.
There's movies that are just like, wow, this is what's happening. Okay.
They're trash funny. Okay, I see what you mean, yeah. I can follow that sentiment.
Well, with the Sages, Azure Ray have to now wonder about what to do without having an Aegis onto the hands of the Ursa. Unlike prior iterations of this game, though, I feel like Ursa, yes, you still want the Aegis, but unlike last patch where the second Roche it changes the whole game, now it doesn't feel as crazy, right? You still have to actually expend gold, still have to actually farm. Roshan isn't the be-all, end-all of Ursa lineups anymore.
Yeah, I would tend to agree. Like now, even if you will look at the net worth, I would like Xtreme. I mean, I'm not biased or anything, but I think they're strong enough to like turn up the tempo. I think they're grouping like a little too much. I would only like them to group if they're smoking to like make stuff happen. Because Azure Ray, they're chilling. Somnus is hitting some creeps. Doom is printing money with his Devour Midas. You know, Lu has his Battle Fury. He's chilling. Like, they're happy with the state of the game. If they get to this Blink BKB Doom, they're going to be willing to fight. And if they get one good kill on Ghost, someone is about to get a big paycheck from that kill.
I also just can't believe the turnaround that Chalice has had in this game. He was feeding uber hard earlier. He's still bottom net worth on the cores, but like you mentioned, he has money printers available.
Yeah.
So this set of circumstances will not last forever. And also, unfortunately for XG, they're out of outer objective to remove from the map. They've taken all the tier 2s. There's no Roche to claim. There's no outpost to fight for anymore. So they can't necessarily just keep Azure Ray downtrodden. And unlike in the last patch, Kezu, this map is so big, it's really hard to keep the enemy team from farming in its entirety.
I like this gem that's picked up from Tianming to like remove all these deep wards, because right now for Xtreme, I would say that they need to make a cut. They need to get out similar wards from what they had earlier. So I'm a fan of the smoke. Try to like place one deep ward in like this top second map area where you have like 12 cams from the Dire team, so you see them there exactly where they're drawing the line, because you need these wards. You need to charge someone and then go around the map and try to limit the space that Azure Ray have.
They might kill FY in this top lane. He's being hunted down by JT right now in the Spirit Breaker. And JT sees him. Nether Strike will come in, catches him inside the trees. And that should lead into a death for our Crystal Maiden. She doesn't have buyback, but I'm not entirely sure XG will have the temerity to approach the high ground right now. We'll see what they decide to do.
Likely gonna just continue to try and close out the map a little bit. Like the biggest thing you could do is like go and poke this tower a few times, but I think it's gonna be more of a waste of time. You're more in the state of the game where you want to swing around the map. Like you go top, you place a good ward, which means you can leave it for a little bit, maybe go bottom, kick them out. And if you do kick them out of bottom, they'll have to go back top where you have your ward, and then you kind of like play ping pong and you try to keep playing cat and mouse. Oh, they're TPing bottom. I kind of like this from Xtreme.
Yeah, they're going to get a quick kill onto the silencer while they're here as well. Everybody else going to be forced to just TP themselves away. Just reminding Azure Ray that, yeah, there's no Roshan to play for, but this is still our area of the map, boys. Be very careful. And there's going to be a charge as well. I would actually hit onto Lu here. He gets stunned up by Paparazzi. Lu doesn't get off the ultimate just yet. Finally finds the enrage, but he might still end up dead. Yules into the air. Prevents him from escaping this fight. He's trying his best, Kezu, but his best is not going to be good enough. Even the Pavis thrown in by FY, not going to change these matters all that much. What's crazy about that is JT wasn't even targeting Lu. That was a charge through. But as soon as he hits Lu, he's like, all right, boys, we found the biggest target in the world here. Let's go push.
I was wondering how he charged him, but now he just answered my question. Pretty, sick play that in the moment you see him, you're like, oh, let's go. We got ourselves a freebie.
Big deal here. Azure Ray. They're not going to be dealing with the high ground push just yet, as Xtreme Gaming still content to just close out the map. I think they're probably waiting for their last items, right? Want the AC on the DK, finish the butterfly on the Monkey King, finish the full Aghanims on Chalice, on JT, sorry, with his Spirit Breaker, and then you just try to force the game, because they shouldn't have enough damage to stop you.
What happened in the last few minutes was very, very big for Xtreme, because they were losing a little bit of a grip on this game. But now if you look at the map control, they have every map pushed in. They're finishing big items, Nullifier, Guardian Greaves on techies. They got out a great ward up top. Now another great ward down bottom. And Azure Ray, they want to try to use this timing because the Aegis is fading. And if they have a good and snappy initiation, whoever they find, they will die.
The observer ward that they placed down in this bottom lane is now scouting several of these Radiant heroes. 4 of them, in fact. So they know what's up. They know where they're at.
That's a really cool ward, actually. I have not seen this one before.
I've seen this. LGD did this ward one of the games that they played.
It's fading soon.
Yeah. It is a very good ward, though. And now it's going to enable them to start the fight. The question is, who's the target? They jump on, but they can't get Paparazzi before the BKB comes out. Global Silence will be there, but Ghost did pop off the Wukong's command. We do see Tianming trying his best to try and dish out some damage with the Silencer. Freezing Field will eventually emerge from FY as the Silence will go down. And they bring down this Ursa very, very quickly. Lu, he was the only big damage here, so everybody else has to try and run themselves away. Somnus just zipping out to safety. There's a charge, though, going in towards Chalice, and Chalice will find himself dying here. Boundless Strike prevents an escape. FY also gets stunned on the high ground by Paparazzi. That turns into a triple kill. That was a dieback as well, because FY died twice in this one fight here. So Kezu is a 5-for-1 exchange at the end of the day, and a lane of racks in favor of the side of XG.
Yeah, this could even be like 2 racks potentially, or like you can threaten another tier 3 tower. They're gonna have such an incredible gold lead by the time that every one of the Dire heroes are back alive. And I mean, that is not how they want to engage in that fight. That one target you did see on like the tail end, it was Paparazzi on the DK, who is like 3k HP, and he was so fast on his stun too that the whole fight, actually, at this point, the fight's already over. You're using Doom and all your initiations, like Doom is out on Monkey King, who already used everything. They all get to pop their BKBs, and now it's like, yeah, okay, this fight's over.
Everything is just done. When the target you jump on immediately gets off their defensive item, you know you're in for a rough time.
They
So
need
they
to,
turn the whole
like,
fight.
the only way that they can fight, like the condition has to be, you see the two supports and like Monkey King. Storm needs to, I think, zip on the supports with Global, and Chalice needs to be able to like blink to Monkey King with Ursa jumping him. I feel if you cannot meet these conditions, like all of them while having vision, you will not win a fight. I know it's hard, but they need to be aiming for this.
Somnus is dead. Somnus. Whoo.
He's chilling.
He is... Yo, we are so close to dying, actually.
TI Grand
My
Finals, bro.
gosh.
He's chilling. He's not even sweating. He knows.
All right, fair enough. Those 2 podium finishes at TI kept them alive. It's fine.
Yeah, for sure.
Dude, that's actually also crazy. Speaking of Somnus, Somnus and Lou are madmen, bro. Both of them are just not buying BKB. Like, at all. Storm without BKB, Ursa without BKB, not even queued up 30 minutes into the game. This might actually be the first time in my life I've ever seen this, Kezu. Explain to me, why do you think they're going for this option, given how important BKB seems to be for their fighting prospects?
Maybe they feel like they want less committal items, but rather items that will allow them to play longer fights. I would assume it goes back to the sense of Global. Like they're using Global as like a soft BKB, and then they're just using the rest of the items to stay alive if they get initiated on, like this Linken's, SOI. I can follow Somnus not buying BKB, I think. Like if you're really sharp in this game with your Linken zipping and using Global, you should be fine. But I would say that Lou needs a BKB as Xtreme run into a triple bounty room.
Free money, they're smoking towards the Roshan pit. Normally, I would agree with you if it wasn't the fact that it's Kaka Rubik, man. Chinese Rubik players are too good. They get rid of the Lincoln too easily. So
Let him cook.
I don't trust that items. He's already cooked, man. He's already made a feast. He's dishing it up right now. But there might be a reverse dish coming in from Azure Ray, as they're also smoked into the Roshan area. Both teams scanned each other, so they both know that they're here. The question is, who makes the first jump? The Crystal Nova scouts out the techies, and now a big jump happening onto FY. FY will die. Uses to try and buy some time, but should still die. Tian Ming pops the BKB. Ghost actually gets caught out. They doom the Monkey King, and they kill him off. Yeah, FY dies, but it took so long to bring him down that they took down Ghost in the process. Kaka as well, falling very, very low. Will be allowed to escape this fight? No. So 2 supports traded for 1 core and a support. But now they are out of spells. Lou doesn't have ultimate anymore here, Kezu. Lou is out of options. And because he has no BKB, he can do nothing against the spell damage. He dies, granting JT a double kill, opening up the path for Roshan, and leaving Azure Ray with even fewer options as to how to win game number 1.
Yeah, it's just getting as another nice charge through from JT.
Again, JT, relax, dude. It's only a game of Dota,
nice
my
Lincolns.
friend. They're going to get the Lincolns out onto Chalice to protect him from the Nether Strike. Sadly, Kaka's still going to be there and find the lift. But they do get the kill back onto JT. This did require a buyback from Lu Kezu, so they need to win this fight and they need to get the Roche. Kaka trying to run himself away from Chalice. He has a blink, it's being disabled. Somnus preventing him from escaping, and they should find the kill. Another buyback coming in from JT as he throws in the charge of darkness onto Lu. Lu cannot die. He's not allowed to die. But the thing is, Somnus has to retreat. Somnus is out of mana. But they still feel it's too dangerous, so they cancel the charge. A very bizarre fight, Kezu. Who would you rather be in this situation?
I think it depends a lot on like the next 30 seconds, because Azure Ray, they need to get Roche. Like if Lou dies now without getting Aegis, I think the game ends. But if they can get it, then this is such a big play, because Xtreme are so far ahead that they would love to have Aegis, but now they have 40 seconds of this being a 4v5. I don't know if anyone else from Azure Ray is going to have buyback, but this could be crucial in this next fight.
They jump onto the techies first. DY is going to be the first casualty here. BKB popped by Chalice. He's on the high ground, but he's still taking way too much damage. He needs to run away. Wukong's command triggered out by Ghost.
Okay.
And this time, there's no Doom to prevent it. Somnus starting to run out of mana. Freezing Field popped by FY. DY a little bit too late to come in. He's still dead.
Yo,
but
you can go
Tianming,
fight.
the Global Silence took 1 second too late. So they cancel out FY's ultimate with the Dragon Tail stun from Paparazzi. FY He doesn't have buyback, nor does the
nice
Somnus
BKB.
Stolen Spirit if he dies, so he needs to stay alive here. Beautiful BKB coming in from Ghost. He will get doomed up, but he's still fighting in the midst of this fight. Ghost still going. He wants more. They're not going to be able to find it just yet. Somnus has beaten the retreat. Chalice gets out as well. And Tianming does buy back, but Kezu, I start to imagine what happens if Tianming got his ultimate out 1 second before and the freezing field maybe kills Paparazzi, but because it doesn't, they lose their heroes and they end up losing the Roche as well.
I don't like this part of the fight. Like or even the 10 to 15 seconds before this, it was like you had a 5v3 option and Storm and Doom both had, they both had buybacks, right? Like Lu bought back before. He was committing to end up winning the fights and maybe take Roche, but they played so timid. I feel like Azure Ray, they had a chance that if they really all in and go together, that they could win this fight with buybacks. And this is the crucial fight in the game that if you want to win this game, I think you needed to commit for that fight. But Xtreme Gaming, you know, they punish it. They get the Aegis. Now they have cheese. Up 15k gold. They're going to feel good.
Look at Ghost, my friend. Harpoon, Butterfly, Nullifier, BKB. Okay, with a Titan Sliver in tow as well. Feels nice, feels easy to deal with. Paparazzi has AC aghanims. So you do not have any damage problems. That's fine, bro.
This DK is becoming a problem. Like, even if you end up killing Ghost first, this DK in his DK form, sure, he only deals 200 damage per hit, but this guy is going to be clicking you a lot. He's super tanky. He's going to keep stunning you throughout the fight. So Paparazzi, if this game prolongs, he's going to be a backup carry for certain.
Only 200 damage with 42 armor and 3.5k HP.
Yeah.
Easy to deal with, bro. No problem.
We have AoE Doom coming out from Chalice.
He does actually have it. He's picked it up, yeah. So we'll see how we can deploy it for the next fight. They're going on to Ghost, trying to force away the first life. He does get off the BKB. Here's Tianming's global silence, but it hasn't allowed them to get anything, though. It's only a defensive global coming out for Azure Ray. So, and they'll still end up losing a secondary lane of racks off the back of this. Ursa will jump in on top of the techies, at least killing him off and grabbing the gem back. But with them losing these additional lanes of racks on top of what they lost earlier in the game, Kezu, it is now mega creeps. And I am not trying to play Ursa into megas. This is fucking miserable.
This is not the place you want to be at. Yeah, you're just going to have to try and get some more gold, wait, play some more PvE action, get some more items, because Lu, yeah, I think his item build is leaving a lot to be desired. I think you need like BKB, MKB that you can stick on a target and actually kill them. Like against Monkey has Butterfly, DK has high armor, so you would love to have that. It's going to kill the Tormentor, so that's pretty good. But yeah, they're just going to have trouble killing people, I think. Like Somnus is going to go in and find someone, as will Chalice, but where's the follow-up damage? Let alone the fact you're playing into mega creeps.
Yeah. Playing into these megas. This is not an easy game by any stretch of the imagination. What item is being delivered in for the Monkey King? So MK is getting a Basher in for himself.
Yep.
So Basher, Nullifier, Butterfly, Harpoon, Paparazzi, building into the overwhelming blink. And we just finished the Lincoln Sphere as well for our Spirit Breaker. So JT can't get doomed anymore, doesn't have to worry that much about Somnus in the fight. In fact, speaking of, he was considering charging all the way through. And we've seen some very successful circumstances where JT found a secondary target en route to the primary one, and that starts a fight. So Azure still need to be careful about the positioning of their heroes. But here's the last engagement, Kezu. If they lose this, the game is over. Let's see what they've got. Frostbite to start things off onto Ghost. Chalice wants to go the long wraparound route. Somnus jumps in. There's the AoE Doom. They found the supports, and with the cover of the global silence, they should be able to bring them down. Ghost, though, finding the ultimate. Wukong's command creates a zone they can't fight past as they take out the silencer as well, with the damage coming in from Ghost. Nonetheless, though, it was expensive. It did cost AoE Doom. It cost the silencer's ultimate. It cost the silencer's life, but it does keep the base standing, at least for now.
Yeah, that was a good ward, which allowed them to have, you know, vision to end up making this jump. Sometimes Dota works in mysterious ways. You know, a team needs to be, it's happened to me plenty of times too. You need to be like mega creeped, pushed into like the last edge of the map until someone realizes, okay, this is exactly what we need to do. And then after the game, you're going to feel like, bro, why couldn't we think of this like 20 minutes ago when we could actually like still play the game? But it's just Dota works in mysterious ways, and yeah, sometimes you need to be really backs against the wall. But nevertheless, Azure Ray with a very good hold. Hopefully for them, they can wait out their cooldowns and then try to replicate the same play.
It's like when you're playing fighting games, man. You're on that last little sliver of health. That's when, for some reason, you become this parry god, blocking everything. No play can work against you. But they have to do this at least 4 more times, I think. Maybe even 5?
Something like that. I think a couple times is good. We don't have to put a hard number on it, but a couple times is a good start.
The frustrating thing about this particular place that they're in is that they can't leave the base easily to try and contest these Roshans. The big man is still going to be down for at least another 3 minutes. And they do have an observer ward down here that will scout out if Xtreme Gaming head into that area, but still going to take some time. For now, though, Lu finishes off having his Aghanim Scepter. I would have preferred BKB, but it is something defensive. At least he has a defensive item now, Kezu.
Yeah, it means that if he gets jumped, he can at least counterplay, as he can pop Enrage. So perhaps they can look to bait him in a way. I mean, I don't know if that's an amazing way for you to start the fight, but it's going to allow him to play the fight a little easier. If you're Xtreme, I do think you have 1 of 2 plays to speed up the game. I would say step 1, you can save buybacks, take a fight. If Doom gets popped or Azure Ray have to throw some buybacks, you can just counter buyback and go for another fight and potentially threaten to end the game. Or you can just smoke with a wave, I think, because when you have Megas, they need to defend multiple sides at the same time. I feel like you can just snap a guy out of the game. Or the last option, which is the most boring one, you just farm the entire map and you get more gold lead until eventually you feel like, okay, now we have 0% chance of losing.
Regrettably, Kezu, I have to inform you that when we spoke to Jawed last season, he mentioned that between himself and the other luminaries in the Chinese scene, all of them look towards Tundra as a team that's setting the meta and ahead of the curve. So which means that in this condition, we're just farming the map, brother. Yep.
Yeah. They're gonna be waiting. And how much gold lead do we need, guys? 20k, not enough. 25, maybe once we get to 30, I think you reach the 3+ double-digit mark, then you're like, okay, we can start creeping up a little bit.
We need to go back to some Chinese Dota circa 2013. Wait until you have at least a 35k gold lead before you even think about going high ground.
Okay, so are there any cool items? For now, it doesn't look like it, because they already have all the cool items. So I think the next thing that they can all farm on Xtreme is just get buybacks on your 5. You get this next Roche, buybacks on like 2 or 3, and then I think then you can go. I'm gonna have to wait for more. Kill a Tormentor, fine with that. Shield Room.
I think get an Aegis onto Ghost, have buyback for JT and the supports. I don't think Paparazzi needs buyback, because if you're losing Paparazzi in a fight, that's you have bigger problems. I don't think.
Yeah, I think he's the one guy that can like buy out and play like a psycho. Because first of all, he can't really die, and if he dies, it means that they're throwing their entire arsenal on him, and then his team will just clean up.
For now, though, they're going to also just try and make sure that they corral the whole map, not just to steal some potential future Tormentors, but some Wisdom Runes, and ensure that Azure Ray do not get the experience they need. And here comes Tianming. He's putting his life on the line, Kezu. Wants to try and make sure they have vision so he can get this necessary experience, but I love that DY just has to stand here, and suddenly this play is not possible anymore.
Yeah. Oh, they're looking. FY, aggressive force.
I don't know about this, FY. He jumps onto DY, but he finds himself immediately jumped back upon, and he dies. So does Tianming. Lu bounce back with the Nether Strike to keep him inside the Wukong's command. So even though he has the Aghanim Scepter, he just cannot leave the command ring. He is gone. All 3 of them do have buyback, though. But they have to commit them, and they have to do it now. But look at this. Chalice finds a Doom going out onto JT. At the same time, he thought he was going to get the easy kill. But Kaka is a god. He literally blinked away from him just as he made the jump. Stole the scorched earth in the process. They do end up bringing down the techies, though. Triple buybacks coming in. Lu in danger. Out by the defender gate. He's losing his life. He's losing his metal. He's losing his HP. But the freezing field buying him space and time. Shout out FY. Turning the damage back in towards Kaka and Paparazzi. But ultimately, though, it will not be enough, because Kaka is too strong, Paparazzi is too strong. Somnus, pretty much the last hope right now, but he gets stunned up, lifted into the air. Will he get brought down? He doesn't just yet. Chalice does, and so does Somnus. All these heroes are dead. Somnus buys back. He's trying to keep the game going, but unfortunately, he might have buyback. The Ancient does not. And GG, well played, is forced out. Xtreme Gaming